Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, this review is going to be slightly different. The reason why I'm saying that is because, well, let's just say something happened today and a bunch of people did some stupidness, and because of that, around 3 o'clock, there was no general hospital because the news had to cover people acting like jackasses. Um, And so when I tried to go on, Hulu to watch it, it wasn't there. And then I would try to go on demand, on Cablevision on demand, and it wasn't there either. So I had to go on YouTube to watch General Hospital. And let me just tell you something. Sucks. Okay? Sucks. There's no other way to say it. I had to watch a couple of, I guess, these channels or whatever that they recorded of these choppy clips together. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, it was 37 minutes of something that I think was a full episode. So if I missed some parts, I apologize. Also, I know it's coming out kind of late, but that's because, I was waiting for Hulu to, pick up the slack, and well, they dropped the ball. So, here I am. Well, I want to talk about my favorite part, Jordan and Cyrus. So Cyrus comes up to Jordan and Cyrus is like, "Yo, listen, I need you to sit there and you know, work for me." And he's like, "Pretty much, I need you to get off your ass and handle Jason Morgan because he has my mother." And Jordan was like, "Oh, he has your mother." Yeah, and she just relished in that. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the hell out of that scene. When Jordan was like, "Oh, so you don't like actually having your loved one kidnapped and not knowing how they're doing, or them sitting there wondering what's going on with them and how they're thinking and are they afraid?" And like, she was going in on him, and the look on Sarah's face was priceless. Um, and, Cyrus came with their usual threats. At first, Jordan was like, "Listen, what are you gonna do? You gonna tell on me? So what? Go right ahead. I don't care. Tell on me." And Cyrus was like, "Oh, you think the information is the only thing I have on you?" And that's when Jordan was like, "You know what? Fine. Most of my family don't like me anyway. I've already been having a bad week when my son doesn't like me, my husband doesn't like me, no one likes me. So, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, good luck." And she just was like, "I'm not helping you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, na 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 na, pretty much." Um, and it was great. It was great. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there wondering, like, he can still kidnap your son, right? Like, he can still do that. And I'm still thinking that now. Like, I get that Jordan was relishing in the fact that Cyrus is on the receiving end of the exact same thing that he did to Jordan. But I don't understand why Cyrus is just like, maybe I should just kidnap her. Maybe I should just kidnap his son again and see what she does this time. She could very well do it. He could very well do that. At one point, and this is something that I thought about yesterday. I don't know if I said it in the comment section, but when when Cyrus took, well, I mean, when Jason took, when Carly took Cyrus' mother, I was sitting there thinking, all Cyrus usually have to do, all he has to do, is take Jocelyn, or I don't know, Ava or Avery. He could just take anyone. But then Jordan was like, if he does that, you can pretty much kiss your mother goodbye. You know. So this should be pretty interesting. Now on the other side of town, we got Martin Gray and we got Valentine. So Valentine Martin Gray's sitting there at the bar, just worried and everything like that, trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Valentine's all like, listen, I need a private eye, need somebody to sit there and help me out, yada yada yada. Martin's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not with it today. I'm not with it today. You can take you and your BS and whatever you got going on, and yeah, I'm not with it. So Valentine's like, yo, what's with the attitude, pretty much. And that's when Martin was like, listen, they got my mother, held hostage, and I gotta sit there and try to, figure out a way to. And that's what I thought I heard, because I'm not gonna lie, what I was watching on this YouTube clip, or this YouTube video, the audio was, well, it sucked. It's the polite way to word. It's the polite way to word it. But I'm pretty sure he was like, somebody have my mother captive or whatever, or something about my mother. And Valentine was like, all right, what is it? I'm gonna help you out. I'll help you out. I've been selfish, and I want to actually just have also a friendship, not just a business relationship. So what can I do to help? And I was like, wow. I mean, Valentine, I feel like Valentine would have did that anyway, but it is really cool seeing Valentine and Martin Gray's friendship. So, Martin Gray's like, well, the person that has my mother is Jason. Um, and then that's pretty much where it ends. So it seems like Valentine's gonna try to do something to help out Martin. Um, and I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. With that whole Valentine, Martin Gray trying to rescue, his mother. That should be pretty interesting. And hopefully I'll actually get to watch it if nothing else crazy happens tomorrow. And you know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to really sit there and say it. What else? So Anna, like I said yesterday, Anna cornered Ulbrich, even though she didn't know it was Ulbrich. And she was like, have you seen Dante? Have you seen Kevin? Do you know where Flora is at? Wherever. And Ulbrich put on some accent, and I couldn't tell it was like an American accent or whatever, because the auto, again, sucked. But Anna was like, oh, you seem familiar. And right before she really got a chance to really dig into her to try to find out who it was, Dante shows up. So Dante shows up, she turns around, and then she turns back around, and Ulbrich is going like Batman. So, she talks to Dante, and she talks about the WSB, and, she tries to do this roundabout way of asking him, like how his house condition is, and, pretty much is he stable? And Dante picks up on that. And that's when Dante is like, so we're doing a second round of this because clearly you wasn't satisfied with the first answers that I gave you. And Anna flat out was like, yo, listen, I don't think you're well. I don't think that you're all there, pretty much. And I'm not gonna lie, the audio was kind of bad, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but pretty much she just wanted to make sure that he was good. And Dante said something, and this is when the audio was really bad. He just walked off, and yeah, it just pretty much the scene just ended like that. Now, I feel like there's so much more that's missing, but well, let's talk about Ulbrich. So Ulbrich escapes from Anna, and she's walking around, and she bumps into Britt, knocks over some papers, and Britt is like, what's going on? Help me pick this up. I'm not gonna take disrespect from my doctors, let alone the nurses I'm getting disrespected from. And she doesn't do it at first, and she looks around, and she kind of realizes like she smells the perfume. She smells the perfume, and then she looks at it. She's like, "Oh crap! It's you." So she pulls into the office, into some office or whatever, or some patient room or whatever, and she, has to talk with her. Pretty much like, "What are you doing? Like, I thought you were in WSB jail or whatever." And that's when that's when Anna has to pay. I mean, that's when Ulbrich has the papers, and she's like, I'm free. I'm a free woman or whatever. Like, she shows the papers, and she's like, I've been free. I didn't do anything wrong, and you pretty much owe me an apology. Pretty much I told you so. And after that little scenario happens, then Britt is like, what are you doing? And she talks about Peter and pretty much how Peter framed her a little bit and how she needs proof, and pretty much swears Britt to secrecy. Britt agrees, as long as the things don't get out of hand. And of course, Ulbrich brings up the fact that Nathan's death is, from Peter, and even Britt's like, that's not true, and that. But they swear each other's secrecy. They bond, they hug and stuff like that, and she's happy that Ulbrich didn't do those terrible things, and she got her mother back. So yeah, so that pretty much ends that scene. Now, let's talk about Laura, Nicholas, and Ava. So Ava is, like she's the head of estate of Julian's property. So, she's going through his stuff or whatever with Nicholas, because Nicholas is being supportive, and that's when they run into Laura. Laura informs Nicholas and Ava that, well, just so you know, Martin and Cyrus are my half-brothers. So you talk about that for a little bit, and then they get a call from Kevin talking about Ryan's condition. So they go to the hospital, and pretty much, long story short, Ryan is, well, in Kevin's words, somewhat of a vegetable. He can hear, he can feel, but like he's just not all there. Somewhat. He's going to be moved to a low security levels facility. Ava, gets a chance to, get in the room with Ryan, and she digs her nails into Ryan's arm to see if he's faking it or whatever. Apparently, Ryan has a very good pain threshold, because he didn't flinch or anything like that. And as they're wheeling him out, Ryan smiles. So, eventually he's going to be back to kill people with one hand. Must be a master killer at this point, because it's hard for people to kill someone with two hands. Two functioning hands, but sure, whatever. And that pretty much ends that scene. And the last scene I'm going to sit there and talk about is Maxie, Peter, Liz, and Franco, because they were all in the same room. So it just makes it a lot easier. Peter and Maxie were sitting there talking about the wedding, and, talking about Robert, being somewhat civil. And they look across and they see Liz and Franco. And, Franco and Maxie has a history. And so at some point, Maxie kind of signals Liz to go to the bathroom, because apparently women just, have to go to the bathroom at the same time. And so when they go, Franco gets a chance to talk to Peter, and, he thanks him for saving his life and stuff like that. And, Peter's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I just done what anyone would have done. The usual spiel that he gives. That's when Franco informs Peter that, hey, just to let you know, so I still have Drew's memories, and I keep hearing your voice in my head. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, Peter just gets like worried, and then he gets that villainous look on his face, that villainous look like, yep, you're gonna have to die. Pretty much, that's pretty much how he looks at Franco, like, yep, you're gonna have to die. You have to die. That's just the only way. Because I have happiness, and clearly I can't let anything stop that. And I mean anything. Hell, even Ulbrich was like, "Listen, you need to be careful with Peter because nothing is going to stand up his way of his happiness, and I mean nothing. I don't even mean you." So yeah, but yeah, Peter just has that look on his face, like, Franco knows too much. His memories are coming back. I may have to deal with him. Um, which is crazy because at this point you can't even sit there and blame Ulbrich for this one. Amazing how that setup somehow worked and people believed it. Well, Anna did because Anna's an idiot, but Franco did too, and I think that was the part I was more disappointed by. Anyway, Franco also talks about in the beginning, listen, maybe I shouldn't be at your wedding because Maxie doesn't like me, and that's when Peter's like, well, here's the thing, Liz. They want Liz there, and Liz is not going without you, so you're kind of a package deal. And by that logic, you have to come because reasons. So Franco decides, he's like, all right, whatever. And then Liz and Maxie come back from the bathroom, and I think Maxie is like, is everything good? Is everything good with y'all? Like, what's going on? And, Pete's like, nope, everything is fine. And also, I forgot to talk about Dante standing, well, he's sitting down at the motor court just looking at Peter like a creep. I know, it's for his actual mission, but, when you just have somebody just like standing right at you, it's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's actually about it. um, so I was reading the comment section. Oh, by the way, the review's over. I was reading the comment section, and I basically yesterday I was like, I didn't think it was really a good idea for Carly to take Florence because she's old and she's frail, and yesterday I was like, maybe you should just give back his mother, and I said that, and I do read the comments, and I appreciate the comments. A lot of people were sitting there telling me that, they don't blame Carly for what she did because Cyrus doesn't care. And I do agree. Here's the thing. I do agree that Cyrus does not care about collateral damage. Like, he will just, if he's meant to kill one person, he doesn't care if there's 40 other people in the room. And because of Cyrus, 2 people are dead. Dustin and Dev. I was going to forget his name. A high school kid and a science teacher or an English teacher, So yeah, Cyrus definitely has no problem crossing the line, and so I understand why Carly did what she did. I'm just sitting there thinking again, if Cyrus, if Florence has a heart attack or a stroke, or I don't know, stubs a toe, like that's on Carly, you know. And yes, I do understand that it was Cyrus that did start this whole thing. I don't know. I try to look at both sides of it. But yes, I want to thank everyone for writing in the comment section. Because, yeah, I do understand that point as well. Anyway, I think that's about it. At least the 37 minutes that I saw. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section. Hopefully, YouTube, Hulu, or On Demand will get his act right, and hopefully, if craziness happens again, I can watch it on one of those platforms. But yes, with that being said, that's actually going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I will catch everyone in the next review. And thanks for watching.